Hello Aquarius, and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, looking at your connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. We are looking at all three sides of the connection. We've got your energy toward it, their energy toward it, and the energy in between it, the concept being that there are three sides to every story. So we're looking at your version of the truth, their version of the truth, and this higher level unbiased truth in the middle. This middle section is looking at what is the deeper purpose of this connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align further with your higher self. As I do in all of my readings, I've pulled the overall energy and clarified those messages, as well as the overall theme for the reading, which we'll jump into in just a second, but I still have a different tarot deck I'll be pulling from for each side of this connection, as well as the advice deck I will be using to close out the reading in the extended. Any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading with me is in the description box below. Last thing, please remember that these are general readings. They are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone. So please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. On that note, the whole reading can be reversed, so if that's the case for you, that's totally fine and totally normal. Again, take what helps and resonates for you, leave what does not. All right, Aquarius, let's jump on in. On your side of the connection, you have "you love me" with the Hangman in reverse, and I was a little confused about this energy until I saw their energy, which was they have commitment with the Nine of Wands in reverse. So that kind of tied together what was going on over here, because here's what I feel is kind of going down. You have a lot of love for this person, and you know, like, intuitively that they love and care about you too. However, I don't feel as if they are showing up for that love in the way that you are ultimately looking for. With this commitment in the Nine of Wands in reverse, it feels like they're holding themselves back from fully kind of committing to this connection. Now, whether that means, it could mean like literally committing, like asking you to be in a relationship, proposing. It could also mean, you guys have been together and it just feels like this person's 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And you just feel like you're not really sure, what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and just overall feeling kind of confused by their behavior. Because I do feel like there's some inconsistencies here. Like maybe one day they're all lovey-dovey and, they're honest and they're open and they're vulnerable. And then the next day they're just totally closed off and you're kind of like, what the heck is going on? So I feel like you know they care about you. However, it's been difficult to kind of handle the way that they're investing in this connection. And you're obviously holding on, wanting things to work out here, but I feel like it's kind of become increasingly more frustrating just because of how this person's energy is toward you. Now, in between the connection, you have trust of the universe with the Justice card. So trust that the universe is leading you to what you deserve. I feel like that is a very hopeful message, like for your love life. If this is talking about a friendship or family member or obviously a romantic connection, like just trust that however things play out is going to lead you to what it is that you want and deserve in your life. Now, the overall theme of the reading is this Talisman card. You hold the key. I'm not going to lie, I don't know what to yet. I just definitely feel as if this is talking about like you hold the key to creating what it is that you deserve. Which I know just like from personal experience and in the experience of coaching others, like helping others with their relationships, that we really do hold the key to our own happiness. And I feel like that's a lot of what this is saying for you. But, we hold the key to our own happiness by focusing on our happiness instead of kind of, giving so much power to other people. So that could definitely be what the theme of this is. But before I get too ahead of myself, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the story because that is just the overall energy. So let's see, Aquarius. This is for your side of this connection to the person that you are dealing with and needing to learn the most from right now. This is Aquarius's side of the connection. Emperor in reverse. Okay, so you could be dealing with a fire sign. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius here. Ooh, okay. This is definitely this other person's energy, I feel like, because this Emperor in reverse, and it doesn't mean that they have to be a fire sign by any means. They could just kind of have like a fiery personality, just kind of be in the Queen of Wands energy. Doesn't necessarily mean that they are a Queen of Wands. But this Emperor in reverse, to me, feels like you're waiting for them to become something that they continue not to show up as. Because the Emperor in reverse can be a tendency to control a little bit. Now, the Emperor in reverse paired with the Hangman in reverse here is definitely having a hard time letting go and kind of allowing things to unfold naturally, which makes a lot of sense. I think that when we're in connections and we really love and care about someone, especially if we can intuitively tell that they care about us, we're going to want to do everything we can to make it work. But in order for connections to work, it's going to take effort from both sides. And for whatever reason, this person's holding back. I don't know why they're holding back or what's going on here, but all right, let's get more Aquarius' side of the connection. Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you're waiting for something. You're waiting for an opportunity here, an opportunity for things to be what you want them to be. Because here's the Queen of Swords with the Lovers. So you definitely see this person as like a soulmate, meant to be. This person is, if you're talking romantic, like they're the love of my life. Like if it's not them, it's no one. Like there's definitely this energy toward them. And I get that. I really, really do. I just feel as if there's something deeper going on here, because it feels as if the fact that things aren't where you're wanting them to be is really affecting you on like a deep level, because you're wanting more than they're providing here. You're deserving of more than they're providing here too. I just feel like you're having a hard time. I don't know, you're not happy with where things are at. You're wanting them to be different, but it feels like things aren't changing. And that is obviously going to be difficult when you're really desiring what it is that you're looking for from the changes that aren't happening. This is Aquarius' side of the connection, because I feel like there's a lot of disappointment coming from you in this. Like, in terms of this person's attitude, behavior, feelings, emotions. Aquarius' side of the connection. I mean, Temperance in reverse. The Ten of Wands in reverse. Man, that's so many reverse cards. Magician in reverse. Hangman in reverse. Okay. So you're frustrated here. And the Ten of Wands in reverse is this energy of, trying to take care of, trying to fix, trying to bear the burdens of somebody else. So maybe that's another thing. Like, you understand that they love and care about you, but maybe they don't know how to show up for that. And maybe they haven't done the healing, or they've had a rough past, or whatever the case is. And you have all of this empathy for them and understanding why they're acting the way that they are. But it continues to frustrate you that things aren't changing. And I definitely feel as if that's kind of this, because I do feel like I don't want to say you're trying to control them, because I don't feel like you're trying to be a controlling person at all. I feel like you're not getting what you need, and you're trying to get this person to see that so that they show up for you like you need, which is natural. But I feel like what keeps happening here is you keep looking for this person to change. They keep showing up as they've been, and then you get hurt and start feeling like you're not good enough, or not valuable, or not lovable, because they're not changing. And I feel like that, one of the biggest things that I've ever learned on this journey is that other people's decisions have actually very, very little to do with us, and way more to do with them. And the more that we try to change or control other people, the more that we actually keep ourselves stuck in a cycle of waiting for them to change and getting disappointed when they don't. And I feel like that's kind of this energy that you're in. Now, that's not to say that you are not deserving of what you're asking for, okay? I don't want you to think that this is me saying, take what they can give and, be happy, because that's not at all what I'm saying. Remember, you hold the key. You hold the key to your happiness. You need to trust the universe when it comes to getting what it is that you deserve. But you also have to know that you cannot change or fix other people, and the more that you try, the more that you are going to get hurt. Because what you're trying to do is get in the middle of somebody else's internal battle and fight it for them. And all that ends up doing is getting you injured in the process. But I feel like we're starting off really with some heavy energy here. All my readings this week have seemed to be a little bit heavier than usual. But let's see what this person's dealing with. Commitment with the 9 of Wands in reverse. This person's energy toward Aquarius, please. And we do have, I know I said fire sign, you do have Sagittarius and Aries. I don't think I saw the straight card. Again, it doesn't have to be any of those. Just calling them out as I see them. This person's energy toward Aquarius. Person's energy toward Aquarius. Oh, that flipped over in my hand. The Moon, the Justice in reverse. And then I just saw the King of Wands pop out there. So I'm really getting fire sign energy from this person. I don't know why. Like that maybe they're very passionate. They're very, like they have a very intense energy maybe. I don't know. But you have the Moon with the Justice in reverse here. So okay. This person's shadow side has been activated in this connection. You know, fight or flight, the shame, the guilt, the part of them that they don't love is coming out. You know, we all have a shadow side, and that shadow side is going to be the triggered, unhealed version of ourselves that we haven't really faced. And if we don't face it, it will control our decision making. So for instance, we want a healthy, loving relationship, but we don't feel we're deserving of it, so we sabotage it away because we haven't faced the part of ourselves that doesn't believe that we're deserving of it. That's kind of what I mean here. So their shadow side, this fear associated with it for whatever, I don't know if it's fear of commitment, fear of getting hurt, you know, who knows what this is. This is keeping them from giving you what you deserve with the Justice in reverse. And this, I also feel the Justice in reverse can also be a lack of accountability. So I definitely feel as if they're not really aware that their subconscious is kind of controlling their decision making here. And that is one of the big, because the Page of Pentacles in reverse to me is like an energy of someone being, I don't want to say this person is immature, but someone who might be a little bit more, who hasn't gone through as much growth as you have. That doesn't mean that you're better than them. Doesn't mean that, like, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, because you've grown and evolved more, that means that you're better than this person, because that's not true. But I do definitely feel as if the level of growth that you have had in your life exceeds this person's, which makes it difficult because you're seeing what this could be if they did grow. You know, if they did heal, if they did grow, if they did evolve. Which is where you're kind of holding on to that. I know you love me. I know you care about me. You just need to learn, like, how. And that might very well be true, but, you know, they're kind of fighting their own demons here, if you will. This person's energy toward Aquarius. And I feel like there's two different sides to them. That's another thing. I really feel like there's two different sides to this person. Like the one that makes you go, oh my gosh, they do love me. They do care about me. And then the one that almost makes you go, who is this person? And I feel like that's another thing that makes this very difficult is they kind of almost show up as two different people. Like maybe carrying that Gemini energy, you know, of the twins. But not necessarily, they don't have to be a Gemini. Like, just because someone has that dual personality thing coming on doesn't immediately make them a Gemini. But, I don't know, something I felt I needed to say. Okay, this person's energy toward Aquarius. So they're not, oh gosh, okay. There's the Queen of Wands. There you are, Queen of Swords. And all of this, like, whether I'm saying king or queen, it doesn't really matter if you're male or female. We all have feminine and masculine energies within us. But yeah, whoa, okay. So, I mean, straight up, they're not prioritizing the connection. They're not reciprocating this connection here. They're not reciprocating you. I don't know if they're aware of this as much as they are I don't know. I don't know if they're aware of it or if they're just like this is as much as I have to give. Like, they're not being honest about the fact that they're not showing up for this as much as you are. Because you're definitely, especially saying that 10 of Wands in reverse, like, you're definitely bearing the burden of the connection in terms of like effort, communication, reciprocation. I feel like you're there for them night and day. You know, you're always wanting to make sure that they feel loved and taken care of and their needs are met. But you're not getting that same energy back. It's this fear. It's this shadow side of them that's been activated. You know, that's the hard thing about relationships is in all of our relationships, that shadow side of us, it's going to get activated. And our ability to be able to handle it and like come from a healthy place despite our instinct to push people away or sabotage love or, be passive aggressive and kind of allow our toxic traits to come out. Like, that's what a healthy relationship is about. It's overriding that instinct that we typically kind of have. But if we're not aware of it, if we haven't developed the self-awareness, the emotional intelligence, and just in general, like the growth that allows us to be able to see those things and make sure that we are consciously overriding those decisions, then it's going to completely carry us. Now, the thing about a shadow side is it is not a fun thing to face. And most people will spend the majority of their life running from having to face themselves because it is so much easier to ignore what's going on within you and to focus on other people, to blame other people, to blame, to find fault in other people, to find reasons to push people away. It's so much easier to do that than it is to face yourself, because facing yourself requires facing some really uncomfortable truths about yourself and the world around you that just aren't fun. But the payoff is so much greater in facing those things and doing the shadow work and healing than it is, difficult. And I feel like you can tell that to someone, but you don't really experience that until you go through it. And, with them having kind of the justice in reverse here, I don't know if they're really taking the accountability to say, yeah, no, I see how, my shadow is getting in the way and how I might be sabotaging this and how I need to heal. And that's why, you can't force someone to change. You can't shame them into changing. You can't talk them into changing. You can't love them into changing. You cannot do anything to make people change if they don't want to change. Especially if they don't, they're not even taking accountability for the ways that, or the things that they're doing that might even require them to need to change. This person's energy toward Aquarius. See, it feels like the universe is trying to hand them a new beginning here with this connection, like a beginning full of love and good things. And this person is really doing everything they can to push it away. The sun in reverse energy to me has always kind of been the energy of ego. Us humans prefer, whether or not we're aware of it, prefer a familiar hell over an unfamiliar heaven. If this person is used to being alone or having bare minimum love or being in places where they feel lonely or whatever the case is, they're, unconsciously, because they haven't faced those things, they're unconsciously going to choose it. And I feel like that's kind of what they're doing, because this high priestess in reverse energy here is them not listening to their intuition. So here's where I feel like this story is so important is, you really are showing up in the best way that you know how in this connection. You have love to give. You have so much empathy for this person. You want to help them. You want to be there for them. You want to be their support. Obviously you want those things in return, but your priority is kind of focusing on them, but they're not accepting it. They're not letting those things happen. They're not letting you love them. They're not letting you be that support for them, and therefore not reciprocating either. And obviously that, I feel like, is the most frustrating for you, because you have this, like, I do feel like they care about you. I do. But somebody loving you and somebody knowing how to love are two very different things, because you deserve somebody who both loves you and shows up for that love, who is able to say, I love you and I care about you and I respect this connection and I'm willing to do what it takes, even the hard stuff, even facing the uncomfortable things, to make this connection work. Because it really does, a healthy relationship really does take two people who are doing the healing, who are facing themselves, who are willing to take accountability for the role that they play, and are, kind of looking to grow together. But if you're growing and you're trying to evolve and you're looking at, how you need to heal, but then you're trying to do the same thing for this person, then at some point along the way, you're going to start abandoning yourself, because they're going to become your priority. And I don't know if that has happened yet. It could have, but it's just something that definitely I feel you're needing to kind of be aware of as you move forward. Because you have the key to your happiness, yet you've given it to them. Aquarius' side of the connection. You've given them the key to your happiness. And I feel like you're needing to take it back. Aquarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Five of Swords, Wheel of Fortune reverse. There's Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, and King of Pentacles. Okay. There's something very karmic going on here. Something very karmic, that, like a cycle of some sort that you're experiencing in this connection. I feel like the cycle that comes to mind, just based on what I know generally, keeping in mind this is a general reading, is that you're waiting on this person to change and getting hurt when they're not. Now, the Five of Swords is this energy of defensiveness. I don't feel like you believe you can trust them. I'm not saying that you don't think that you could eventually get to a point of trusting them if they healed and grew and took accountability for their actions. I'm saying with where things are at right now, I don't feel like you can trust this person. And that's really not fair to you, because the most important aspect of a loving connection and just creating intimacy with another human being, and I'm not just talking about sexual, I'm just in general creating intimacy with another human being, is trust. And believing that that person is going to be there for you, that they're going to call when they say that they, like basic things, they're going to call when they say that they will. Like, you can believe the things that they say, you trust the words that come out of their mouth. Like, I don't feel like you have that with this person. And that is absolutely not fair to you, because you deserve to have that with another person. That I think that I've learned that for me is like the cornerstone of a healthy relationship is trust, and not just, oh, I trust that this person won't cheat on me, kind of trust. Like, that's bare minimum. I mean, like, you trust that that person is who they say they are, that the words that they say are going to match their actions. And when you have that, you can work through really anything together. But if you don't have that, then you're constantly going to be feeling like you need to protect yourself, because you don't know what this person's going to do. Their behavior is going to be unpredictable. And I feel like that's kind of what is happening in this connection, and almost to the point where you don't feel safe. Your nervous system can't relax, because it's always on edge, going, how is this person going to show up today? Are they going to show up today? What can I expect? and there's almost like no level of predictability associated with it, and that isn't fair to you. So I feel like this connection is kind of doing a number on you, like definitely on your nervous system here. Aquarius' side of the connection. I'm not saying it's doomed. Bear with me, because remember, you have trust the universe with the Justice. Trust the universe in getting what you deserve. Aquarius' side of this connection. The chasing. The Knight of Swords in reverse. The Ten of Wands in reverse, and the Three of Cups. You're wanting things to come together. You're wanting this connection to be something that it's not, something that it isn't right now. And then anything that we chase is coming from this place of believing that we can't have what we deserve. So Aquarius, you've kind of gotten it in your head that, and I kind of already said this, that it's this person or no one. That either you and this person are going to figure it out and you're going to make a healthy relationship work, or you're going to be alone forever and you're never going to have what you need. There's very much kind of an all or nothing mindset associated with this connection, which is why I feel that you have exhausted your energy investing in it, is because you're like, man, I really, really need this to work, and I really need this person to see me and love me and value me, because if they don't, I'm never going to have what I want. I'm never going to have what I need. I'm going to be alone. I'm going to be unsafe. When in reality, you're already kind of feeling alone and feeling unsafe. You're experiencing the things that you fear anyway. And I feel like there's a need to be honest with yourself about what is within your control here, because it's not this person. And I feel like there is a certain collective out there that really needs to hear that you don't need this person to do anything in order for you to be happy. You need you right now, and you are not showing up for you in the ways that you need to. Now, maybe this is, if you are like trying to show up for yourself more, stand up for yourself more, set boundaries, maybe this is just confirmation that like, yes, do that. Your feelings are valid. But I do feel like there is a certain collective that I'm speaking to that needs to kind of let go of their control of this person and of who they're looking for this person to be, and allow the person to be who they are, so that you can decide whether or not that is enough for you. You can decide whether or not what they have to give is enough for you. I feel like so much of the time we spend so much of our time trying to see, like, are we good enough for them? How can I make sure that this person sees my value, instead of saying, is this enough for me? Does this align with what I deserve? And start asking yourself those questions, because that is how we attract what it is that we deserve, is when we stop settling for anything less than that, and we stop trying to change people into what we deserve, and we start accepting them as they are, not tolerating the behavior, but then doing what is best for us in the end. Aquarius' side of the connection to the person they are dealing with. Yeah, because you're holding on and continuing to repeat a cycle here. There's that Hangman in reverse. You have the World here. You're stuck in a cycle with this person. And I felt it from the beginning. It's like waiting on them to change, waiting on them to be something different, waiting on them to see your value, to show up for you. Now, one of the things that I really want to make clear here is that this person's inability to show up for you like you deserve is absolutely zero indication of our value, of your value. Other people's ability to give us what we deserve does not mean that we are not deserving of what we desire. It literally just means that we're looking for it in the wrong person. You're not asking for too much. You don't have, your standards are not too high. What you're looking for, you're deserving of. It's just that you're looking for it in someone who continues to show you that they are not capable of giving it to you. But you've given them the key to your happiness. You've said, I need you to be this, to do that, to see this, to see my value, or love me, or show up for me, because if you don't, I can't be happy. I can't be loved. I can't have what I need and deserve and desire. And that's not true. I get why you would think that that's true. I think that that is a very common misunderstanding in the spiritual community, especially if you believe that you're dealing with like a twin flame, or you've labeled this person as someone who is incredibly important to your spiritual journey. Just make sure that you're not putting a label and an experience that aligns with that label ahead of yourself and of your love for yourself, because our relationships with other people are and always will be a reflection of our love for ourselves, our relationship with ourselves. So when we look at how other people aren't choosing us, how are you not choosing you? If other people aren't valuing you, how are you not valuing you? You know, there's always a mirror that needs to be seen and addressed. But let's keep going. This person's energy toward Aquarius. Ooh, okay. This person's energy toward Aquarius. Four of Swords. Okay, hang on, I want to clarify this. Four of Swords, Three of Swords in reverse, and Eight of Pentacles. It's like they're distracting themselves from healing with, like, I mean, if I was going to read this literally, it'd be like with work, with their job, with other things. Like maybe they're working. You know, I see this all the time in the like just self-growth journey. You know, so many people they'll work on their fitness levels, and they'll work on their, you know, they're just like outside, but they won't work on their inside. You know, investing in their job and their career. It just feels like their commitments that they're making are to how to build themselves up on the outside instead of working on themselves on the inside. And that isn't, you know, we can work on the outside all day long. But if you're not working on the inside, if you're not working on yourself, no growth is actually happening. Keep going. So yeah, I don't know, like distracting themselves with work, things that aren't going to actually improve their behavior. This person's energy toward Aquarius. Oh, interesting. Ace of Pentacles in reverse and the Five of Swords here. See, they don't trust you either. And it's not that you're not a trustworthy person. I feel like this person has trust issues. And so you're showing up going, well, let me just show this person how trustworthy I am. Let me prove my value. Let me show them how much I have to give them. You know, I think that trust is absolutely something that needs to be built, you know, between two individuals. And it takes time and it takes effort and it takes a willingness to make that happen. But it also takes openness. You have to be open to trusting somebody else, open to letting somebody else in. And I don't know, with this Five of Swords, I don't see that. It's like this closed off energy. So here's what's kind of happening. Like this person's closed off, which is making you closed off. And then it's like you guys are triggering each other and it's creating this big mess here. Because you're pushing each other away. You're pushing them away because they're pushing you away, and it makes them push you away more, which makes you push them away more. And then, you know, you're getting frustrated that things aren't evolving and changing, even though you're both trying to keep each other at a distance to protect yourselves. It's complicated, that's for sure. This person's energy toward Aquarius. But if there's anything I've learned, it's that the more you focus on what you can control, which is you, your energy, your response, what you do, how you choose yourself, that's what's going to bring you the highest level of happiness. Because I do feel like this person cares about you. I don't feel like they have absolutely any clue how to show up for that. One of the best things my therapist ever taught me is that we cannot take other people's capacity to love personally. You know, people can only love other people to the extent they love themselves. You can only care for, show up for other people to the extent that you do those things for yourself first. And if this person, I mean, they're not committed to their own self-growth. They're not committed to the healing. They're not committed to doing the work on themselves. So they're certainly not going to be committed to doing the work for the connection if they're not doing it for themselves first. And, you know, when we think about it, taking somebody's capacity to love personally is kind of a silly thing to do, because their inability to love you in the way that you deserve is not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them. We can't take those decisions personally, or that behavior personally. We can only make the best decision for us. This person's energy toward Aquarius. Yeah, the avoiding. Because look, the lovers, I feel like the feelings are mutual in this connection. But I just feel like the difference is that you're dealing with someone who's open and someone who's not, someone who's pushing it away. It's like they're avoiding facing how they feel, because it's scary, you know, when you truly love and care about someone, you don't want to mess that connection up, so you have to kind of do the work to make sure that you don't do that, right? I don't know, I genuinely feel like what you're needing to understand is that you can have what you deserve, but you've got to take back your key to being happy and loved from this person. And you've got to figure out what is within your control and your power, what you can do to create that happiness for yourself, so that it gets reflected back at you in your relationships. Because you have, remember, trust the universe with the justice. So I'm going to hop on over to the extended. I'm going to pull 9 different messages looking at what is the deeper purpose of the connection and the best way for you to move forward in order to align with your higher self. But first, I've been mentioning this at the end of all of my videos. On April 5th at 6 p.m. Central Time, I'm hosting a live workshop on how to attract the love that you desire and deserve, just kind of like how to find your people, and how to sustain those connections. Like I said, it's a live event and it's taking place over Zoom, not on YouTube, and tickets are required to receive the link to that. Now, if you cannot make the live event and you purchase a ticket, you'll still be receiving the recording of the event the next day. The only difference is that I am doing a Q&A session during the live event, and obviously if you're not in attendance for the live event, then you won't be able to ask questions, but you'll still receive the recording of that. So the link to purchase tickets is at the top of the description box below. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to shoot me an email. That is and always will be in the description box below as well. All right, thank you so much, Aquarius, as always, for your support of my channel. I obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And as always, Aquarius, I wish you nothing but love and healing on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Aquarius.